Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome. And welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite for December 16th, 2020. Now, this show, it was a good show. It wasn't a awesome show. It wasn't a great show. It wasn't a perfect show. No show is perfect. No wrestling show is perfect. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how like how great of a company you are. You will never have a perfect show. But this show, it was good. It was an okay show. It wasn't a bad show. I was hearing people saying it was a disappointing show. It wasn't a disappointing show. But you know, nothing happened on the show. But one thing I will tell you about this show, this show was tag team heavy. We seen nothing but tag team matches, and that was it. It wasn't a newsworthy show either. And this show didn't even further any storylines either. But overall, it was a good show. So yeah, we had so yeah. So first off, we want to start off this show. Yeah, we started off the show with Hangman Adam Page and John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order versus Matt Hardy and Private Party, Isiah Kassidy and Mark Quen. So they calling themselves Hardy Party, Matt Hardy and Private Party. And so yeah, we started off this match. We had Page and Mark Quen. They start off the match, and they're going counter after counter. They were counting each other. They were filling each other out. And we had Matt Hardy. He tags himself in and goes after Adam Page. And yeah, Page and Matt Hardy. They were going back and forth too. We had at one point we had a triple. We had a triple big boot combo move from Page, Silver, and Reynolds to Hardy Party. And so we had a double hip toss face buster from Silver and Reynolds, followed up by a running moonsault from Page. And we had a back suplex. So yeah, right after this, right after the Dark Order and Hangman Adam Page was taking control of this match, we had Hardy Party. They took control of this match. And we had a back suplex. We had a back suplex to Matt Hardy from John Silver to separate himself from Hardy. So yeah, Hardy he was taking it to John Silver. Hardy was acting like a heel in this match. He was acting heelish in this match. And so yeah, he separated himself from from Hardy by delivering a back suplex. And we had a brain buster. We had a brain buster to Hardy from Silver. So we had a hot tag to Page. Page comes in with clotheslines and fall away slams, and he dove onto Matt Hardy while Hardy was outside of the ring. Page he dove onto Matt Hardy, and so we had a clothesline from Page to Isiah Kassidy. Kassidy kicks out. We had a side effect to Page from Matt Hardy, and so Hardy he tries to go for the twist of fate, but Page he turns it into a clothesline. We had a rolling elbow from Reynolds to Quen. And we had a triple team. We had a triple team combo move from Page, Silver, and Reynolds. It was a stunner from Reynolds, followed up by a powerbomb from Page, followed up by a German suplex from Silver. And we had a twist of fate. We had a twist of fate on John Silver on a ring apron from Matt Hardy. And we had Gin and Juice. We had Gin and Juice, Private Party's tag team finishing move on Alex Reynolds from Private Party. And here's the thing. Here's the thing though. Like Matt Hardy, Private Party, they usually go for the cover. They usually go for the cover right after they hit the gin and juice. But Matt Hardy, he tags himself in. He tags himself in, and he steals the cover from Private Party. And so yeah, that's a heel move. That's a heel move from Matt Hardy. So Matt Hardy and Private Party, they win. And it was a good match. It was a good match to start off the show. But Matt Hardy, man, I was expecting the Dark Order to win. with Hangman Adam Page because Hangman Adam Page is more important. But yeah, Matt Hardy, he acting heelish. You know, at one point he grabbed that not John Silver. He grabbed that Alex Reynolds hair and he tagged himself in, so he was acting kind of heelish. And you know, in Private Party they didn't like that. You know, they were disgusted. They didn't like the fact that Matt Hardy tagged himself in. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Matt Hardy. But yeah, that was the end of the match. And so right after this we had Alex Marvez. He interviews the Inner Circle. So you have the Inner Circle backstage. Yeah, MJF, he was holding a plaque. And so yeah, MJF, he was awarded by the New York Times. Yeah, he was awarded by the New York Times a plaque. So the New York Times gave him a plaque saying that it was the best performance of 2020, the Le Dinner Debonair, which was the best segment in AEW. So yeah, so MJF, he's holding a plaque, and Jericho, he tries to take credit for Le Dinner Debonair. He was like, man, I created this. I created Le Dinner Debonair. And MJF, he cuts off Chris Jericho, and he talks about his diamond ring win from last week and his plaque. And, you know, MJF, he says that he couldn't have done it without Chris Jericho. And MJF says that, he says that he sees what people are saying online, saying that he's better than Chris Jericho. And he was like, you know, I see what you people are writing on social media, and it's disgusting. You people saying that I'm better than Chris Jericho. And so MJF, he says that he sees Jericho as a mentor, as the GOAT, the GOAT, greatest of all time, and as his best friend. And MJF says, I couldn't have done it without them, the Inner Circle. And so Jericho, he grits his teeth. He grits his teeth and says, congratulations. And that was it. That was the end of the segment. And so right after this, we had a vignette from Cody and Brandi Rhodes. And yeah, Cody and Brandi, they were in their homes. They were at their house. They were decorating the Christmas tree. And they had a package or a present delivered to their house. It was outside by the door. And so they went over and opened the door. And they picked up the present. Like nobody was there at the door. So he picked up the present. And they sat on the couch. They opened up the present. And you saw an ornament. So yeah, they opened up the present. They had a Gucci box. So they opened it up. And they had a little ornament that says, we're expecting a new baby due in 2021. And they had baby shoes in a box. And so after that, Cody and Brandi, they kissed. And Pharaoh, their dog, had his handkerchief on that says baby security and training. So yeah, Cody Rhodes and Brandi Rhodes are having a baby. And congratulations to Brandi and Cody Rhodes. So yeah, everybody, man, it seems like everybody are having kids now to end off 2020. And yeah, we had Moxley and Renee Paquette, aka Renee Young. We had Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. They had their baby girl. And now you can add Cody and Brandi to that list of the like the powerful couple to have a kid. And so right after this, speaking of Cody Rhodes, we had Cody Rhodes with Brandi Rhodes and Arn Anderson versus Angelico of TH2 with Jack Evans. And so yeah, Cody Rhodes, he was making his way to the ring. And Justin Roberts announced him as the future father. And so yeah, when they started off the match, we had Brandi Rhodes. She leaves ringside, and rightfully so. She left ringside. Yeah, she don't need to be out there. It's a dangerous place. The ringside is a dangerous place for a pregnant woman. So that's why Brandi, she left. And yeah, Cody and Angelico, they were going back and forth. They were countering each other. They were, trying to out wrestle each other. We had wrist locks from these two. And so yeah, Cody, he tries to out wrestle Angelico, but he couldn't. And so Cody, he finally gets offense in this match by delivering a drop kick to Angelico. And then Jack Evans, he tried to get involved in this match. And, you know, he gets on the ring apron trying to get involved, trying to distract Cody Rhodes. And Arn Anderson knocked Jack Evans. He knocked Jack Evans on his ass. And so, right after that, we had a power slam to Angelico. Angelico kicks out. We had a submission move to Cody. Cody bites the rope to break the submission hold. And we had a disaster kick. So Cody, he tries to go for the disaster kick. And Angelico, he counters with a dragon screw. So he's targeting the leg. And we had Angelico deliver his Navarro death roll to Cody. And Cody, he grabs the rope to break the submission move. And we had a Cody cutter. We had a Cody cutter to Angelico. A wicked Cody cutter. Angelico landed right on his head, man. He landed right on his head when Cody hit that Cody cutter. And so, yeah, Cody hits the Cody cutter on Angelico, and Cody Rhodes, he wins the match. He beats Angelico. And so right after the match, we had Team Taz. They came out and they interrupt. Team Taz, we had Taz, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Will Hobbs, and Hook. They interrupt Cody Rhodes. Taz has the microphone. He speaks. And he congratulates Cody Rhodes on the win. And about him becoming a father. He talks about him becoming a father. And yeah, he talks about Cody Rhodes, and he turns his attention to Darby Allin, who was sitting in the crowd with the TNT Championship. And so Taz, he tells Darby Allin that Brian Cage gonna beat that ass. And Taz, he says, speaking of whooping ass, we about to come in there and kick your ass, Cody. And so they walk to the ring, and the lights cut off, and Sting music hit, and Sting comes out. And he comes out with his baseball bat, and, you know, he stares off Team Taz. And Will Hobbs, he tries to get in Sting's face. He tries to get in his face, and Team Taz, they held him off. And I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that at all. Like, dude, it's a 5-on-1 or a 4-on-1. And y'all can't take out Sting. Y'all can't take out Sting, dude. Like, you had Will Hobbs try to take out Sting, and y'all didn't even let him. And so yeah, they held off Hobbs, and then Sting, he stares at Darby Allin, who was sitting in the crowd, and he looks at Cody Rhodes, and he winks at Cody Rhodes. And yeah, we still don't have no reason. We still don't have a reason why Sting is here. Like, what are you doing here? What is your intention? What is your intention on being here? Like, why? Why are you here? And we still haven't gotten it. We didn't get it last week. We didn't get it the week before that. Man, I'm telling you this right now, man. If they don't hurry up, if they don't hurry up and tell us why he's here, people gonna stop. They're gonna stop caring about it. Nobody ain't gonna care about it no more. So they gotta be careful on how they play this. And so right after this, we had Alex Marvez. He interviews Miro, and so he asks, so Alex Marvez, he reminds Miro that he was fined by AEW $75,000 for putting those staff in the hospital. You know, that tirade that he went on last week. Him beating the hell out of those guys last week on the end of Dynamite. He was fined $75,000 for that. $75,000 in kayfabe. And so yeah, Marvez, he asks Miro, like, dude, what's your deal with Orange Cassidy? Like, why are you going after him? What's your deal with him? And so Miro, he says that he hates Orange Cassidy because he doesn't care. And Miro, he says it's all about the numbers on the internet, but Orange doesn't care. Miro says that next week he will face Sonny Kiss on AEW Dark. Who cares? Nobody. But on Dynamite, they will have a wedding date announcement. And so Marvez, he asks Miro, what about the people in the hospital? What about the people that you put in the hospital? It's Christmas. And then Miro, he yells out, "By Young Buck." And he says, "It's my birthday." And that was it. Man. Yeah, Miro, man. Miro is falling off, man. They need to hurry up with this thing, hurry up with this wedding, and break him away from Kip Sabian because this guy right now, Miro looks like a goofball. He does not look intimidating at all anymore. And so yeah, that was it with Miro. And so right after this, we had Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, he comes out to the ring wearing a Tupac T-shirt, really nice. And so Kingston, he says that yeah, he gets in the ring, he grabs his most important, his most dangerous weapon, that microphone. So he grabs the mic and he says that he doesn't care about the fans. And he says that he has a lot of enemies. First enemy is God, the man upstairs, God. And he said another enemy is Pac, the bastard Pac. And then Kingston says that, where was Pac last week? Where was Pac when we took him out and broke his neck? He was at home nursing his injuries. He was at home. And he says that, he's not coming back. Pac ain't coming back. His career is done. And so right after this, he turned his attention to Eddie Kingston. I mean, not Eddie Kingston. He's turned his attention to Lance Archer. So once Eddie Kingston, he mentioned Lance Archer's name, Lance Archer came out to the ring. His music hit, he comes out to the ring. He comes out to the ring and attacks Eddie Kingston. And the Butcher and the Blade, they come out and help Kingston. And we had the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and Phoenix, they came out and stared down Kingston and the family. But they didn't attack them yet. And then Pac, he comes out. He comes out and stood side by side with Pentagon and Phoenix. And right after that, they attacked each other. They were brawling. And Lance Archer, he tries to choke slam. He tries to choke slam Kingston. But Pac kicks Kingston right in his face. He kicked him square in his face and knocked Kingston out of the ring. And so Archer, he is not happy. He is not happy with Pac. And so yeah, he wasn't happy with Pac. But they didn't fight each other. And so it looked like it's going to be an 8-man tag between Pac, Lance Archer, and the Lucha Bros versus Eddie Kingston and the Butcher and the... Wait, that's 3. That's a 3-on-4. No, ain't going to have enough people to do an 8-man tag. No. Never mind. But yeah, well, they all those 7, between those 7, they're gonna have they're gonna have a match or another match or a rematch or something. And so yeah, right after this we had Dasha. She interviews Dustin Rhodes, and she asks about the Dark Order from last week, and about him joining the Dark Order. And so Dustin, he says that he will not join the Dark Order. And that 7 was a bad idea. It was a bad idea then, and it's a bad idea now. And so Dustin, he was offended that Evil Uno called him the third Rhodes. And Dustin said that he's gonna kick Evil Uno's ass. And Dustin Rhodes, he challenged Evil Uno to a match next week on Dynamite. So yeah, that should be a good match. Evil Uno and Dustin Rhodes, that should be a great match. And so yeah, right after this we had the 12-man tag team match. So this is our next tag team match. And it was supposed to be a 14-man tag team match, but we had Brandon Cutler, he was taken out of the match. And we had Wardlow, he was taken out of the match because of a family emergency. And so yeah, we had the Best Friends, Trent and Chuck Taylor, with Top Flight, Donte and Darius Martin, with the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr., versus the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, MJF, Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, and Wardlow wasn't there, as I just mentioned, because he had a family emergency. And so right after this, we had Pillman Jr. And Chris Jericho. They start off the match. So yeah, this match was all over the place, man. Like I cannot take any notes on matches like this. And so yeah, so I only got a couple of things now. So we had arm drags to Jericho from Pillman Jr. So they're going back and forth. And we had chops. Guevara, he chops Griff Garrison. So yeah, so the Varsity Blondes, they were double teaming Jericho. And then right after this, we had Sammy Guevara. He tags himself in. And he gives Griff Garrison chops. And we had a drop kick to Donte from Guevara. We had a leg drop to Guevara from Donte. And we had a six-man. So yeah, they were fighting. They were all fighting. Inner Circle and Best Friends and Company. They were fighting. And right after this, we had a six-man best friend hugs from the Best Friends team. And we had the three amigos. We had a three amigos to Trent from Santana. And the third amigo was a double team suplex from Proud and Powerful. And we had a double vertical suplex from Guevara and MJF. So MJF and Guevara are working together. And they hit Trent with the vertical suplex, double the vertical suplex. And we had a back suplex from Chris Jericho to Trent. We had a shooting star press attempt from Sammy Guevara to Trent. And Trent, he moves out of the way and delivers a running knee. And we had a Spanish fly to Ortiz from Darius Martin. Darius goes for a tope suicida. Santana blocks it with a kick. And we had a tope con hero to Santana and Ortiz, Proud and Powerful, from Donte Martin. And Jericho, he hits Griff Garrison with Floyd the Bat. And Hager, he hits Garrison with a F10. Shout out to Wardlow. And MJF, he tags in and covers Garrison for the win. So the Inner Circle wins. And after the match, we had the Inner Circle. We had Chris Jericho and MJF. They tried to attack. Well, they were attacking Garrison. And so Top Flight, they came in and stopped Jericho and MJF and delivered drop kicks to both of them. And fought off Chris Jericho and MJF. And so, yeah, that was the end of the match. This was too many bodies. I can't keep up with this match. But yeah, that was it. It was fun. It was fun though. But too many bodies. And so yeah, right after this we had Alex Marvez. Marvez tries to interview Donte Rosa backstage. Excuse me for a second. So yeah, Alex Marvez, he tries to interview Donte Rosa backstage. And so Rosa, she calls out Britt Baker for saying that she doesn't belong here in AEW. And Rosa, she says that she has wrestled all around the world. And Rosa, she blames Britt Baker for costing her the NWA Women's Championship match against Serena Deeb. Rosa says that, so you ask me now why I'm beating your ass, because maybe I do belong here. And so Rosa, she goes on to say, for Britt to have the balls to say that I don't belong here, and she laughs, Rosa laughs, and then Reba or Rebel, whatever you want to call her, she comes out and interrupts Donte Rosa. And she says that Rosa has a terrible laugh. And then right after this, we have Britt Baker. She blindsides Donte Rosa from behind, and telling her that she doesn't belong here and stuff. And she locks in a lockjaw. And we had Reba, a Rebel, whatever you want to call her. She had a water bottle in her hand, and she started pouring. She poured the water all over Donte Rosa's face. And Britt Baker, she was smearing a face paint off of Rosa's face. And so yeah, right after this we had Baker. She released the lockjaw, and she looks into the camera, and she was like, I wonder if this thing works. I wonder if this camera still works, or did her, and I quote, her ugly face break the camera. And so that was it. So yeah, Britt Baker will be going one-on-one against Donte Rosa. We don't know when it's gonna be, but they're gonna have a match. And so right after this, we had SCU, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian versus the Acclaim, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. And so, yeah, first off, we had the Acclaim. They come out to the ring, and they were rapping. Max Caster, he rapped about SCU. I didn't get the lyrics, but he was talking about SCU. And the Young Bucks who were sitting in the crowd, they were not impressed. And And then Frankie Kazarian, he grabs the mic. He grabs the mic, and while the Acclaim were rapping, their music was still playing, so they were rapping off the beat of their music. And so Frankie Kazarian, he grabs the mic, and the music was still playing. And he talks about the Acclaim, saying that I hope you guys can wrestle better than you can rap and stuff like that. Frankie Kazarian, he was okay. He was good. He was kind of off key. He was kind of off beat, but he still did good. He was able to handle himself. But yeah, that was it. And so yeah, we had a Northern Light suplex to Anthony Bowens from Kazarian. We had a springboard elbow from Daniels, followed up by a springboard leg drop from Kazarian to Caster. We had a neck breaker to Kazarian from Max Caster. We had a springboard DDT to Caster from Kazarian. We had a hot tag to Christopher Daniels. So Daniels, he delivers clotheslines, STOs, Blue Thunder bombs. Bowens kicks out. We had a crossbody to Anthony Bowens from Daniels. And so yeah, SCU that was taking control of this match. And then towards the end of this match, we had Max Caster. So yeah, Daniels, he tries to go for a roll up on Bowens, and then Caster, he blasts Christopher Daniels with that boombox that they came out to the ring with, behind the referee back. The referee didn't see it. And so we had a slam. We had a slam to Christopher Daniels from Anthony Bowens for the win. So the Acclaim win the match, and that was it. The Acclaim win the match. And yeah, the Acclaim, they look good. Yeah, the Acclaim, they look good in this match. And they're growing on me. They're growing on me. At first, I didn't get them, but they're growing on me. I'm huge fans of them now. And so yeah, and then right after the match, they challenged the Young Bucks to a tag team match next week. And so yeah, they challenged the Bucks next week for the tag team championships. And I didn't get this at all. I don't understand why they challenging the Bucks for championships when they rank number 5. If it's anybody that deserves a championship, it's FTR. They rank number 1. Is FTR. FTR ranked at number 1. We had, I believe, is Jurassic Express at number 2. 3 is Jurassic Express is ranked number 3. Dark Order is ranked number 4, and the Acclaim is ranked number 5. I forget who's number 2. I think the Best Friends. They rank number 2, and the Dark Order, that's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. They rank number 4, and Chucky T and Trent are ranked at number 3. Ranked number 2. And Jurassic Express is ranked number 3. That's Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. And so yeah, that's it's way too soon. They need to get more wins. They are 7-1, but most of their wins came from Dark. But anyway, no, yeah, wins still count, even if it's on Dark or Dynamite, it's still a win. But they need to get more wins. They got to win over SCU, so that's a great start. But they got to go through everybody else on that rankings list if they want a championship match. So yeah, that was it. And so right after this, we had Dasha. She interviews Top Flight, and she asks why did you guys go after Jericho and MJF? And they were talking about Chris Jericho and MJF. Chris Jericho, first ballot Hall of Famer, and MJF, the hottest, youngest up and coming star in AEW. And so Top Flight, they challenged both Chris Jericho and MJF to a match next week. And Top Flight, they said either they can accept the match or run like two little bitches. And so that was it. So next week is going to be Chris Jericho and MJF of the Inner Circle versus Top Flight, Darius and Donte Martin. And so right after this, we had another tag team match. From the women, it was Ivelisse and Diamante versus Big Swole and Serena Deeb, who is the NWA Women's Champion. And so I didn't care about this match. I really didn't. I didn't care about the match. So we had a backbreaker to Diamante from Big Swole. We had a German suplex to Swole from Diamante. We had a dragon screw from Serena Deeb to Diamante. We had a Hangman's neckbreaker to Eva Lise from Serena Deeb on the ropes, followed up by a gutbuster from Deeb. We had a figure four leg lock to Eva Lise. Diamante breaks up the hold. We had a tag to Swole. Swole delivers chops and elbow strikes. We had a headbutt to Diamante, followed up by a tiger driver, followed up by a Clearwater cloverleaf to Diamante from Swole to win. So Swole and Deeb, they win the match. And right after this, we had Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose. They came out and attacked Big Swole and Serena Deeb. And we had Red Velvet. She comes out to the ring with a chair, running out with a chair to save both Deeb and Swole. So that was it. And right after this, we had the best friends. They're backstage. They're talking. And so they said that they will never be done with Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz. But they are focused. But right now they are focused on Miro. And the best friends, they said that, Miro and Kip Sabian, they sabotaged Orange Cassidy. And the best friends, they said that they're excited for the wedding. And that was it. That's it, man. Get this wedding done already. Get through this wedding and be done with it already. I'm getting sick of this. I'm getting sick of Miro and Kip Sabian. Miro deserves so much better than this. Miro needs to be alone, man. He needs to be alone. He needs to be fighting for the TNT Championship or the AEW World Championship. You know what would be better? You know what would be better if Lana comes to AEW. But I don't see that. I don't even see that happening anytime soon. But if Lana is there, she'll probably elevate Miro if she's, side by side with Miro, what they did in WWE when Lana was a manager for Rusev. When Rusev was the Bulgarian Brute. This is the person that we want to see. We want to see the Bulgarian Brute Rusev. The Bulgarian Brute Miro, I guess. I don't know. And so right after this, we had a video package. We had a video package from Jurassic Express. And they were highlighting Jurassic Express. And right after they got finished with the video package, we had FTR. They interrupt commentary. And they're upset. They're really pissed that, that they're not featured. And that, tag team wrestling has become a joke. And, Dax, he was mouthing off to the commentary team. He was like, does tag team wrestling even matter anymore? And, they were talking about Jurassic Express and calling Luchasaurus a freak in a mask or something like that they just said. And Dax, he was like, this is how I feed my family. Doing this, I feed my family. This is how I feed my family. If you wanna tarnish that, there's gonna be retaliation. And so Tully Blanchard, he was with FTR. And he tells the commentary team to fear the revelation, and that was it. And so, yeah, next week's match. I mean, not next week. Yeah, next week we have for next week's Dynamite is gonna be the holiday bash. So for next week's show, it's going to be Chris Jericho and MJF of the Inner Circle with Wardlow versus Top Flight, Donte and Darius Martin. And we have Hikaru Shida. She's going to be in action next week. We're going to have Evil Uno of the Dark Order versus Dustin Rhodes of the Nightmare Family. And in our next match, we have Jurassic Express versus the Dark Order, Colt Cabana, and number 5 and 10 next week. And finally, we have Pac of the Death Triangle versus the Butcher next week on Dynamite. So that's next week's show. But in our main event, we had Joey Janela with Sonny Kiss versus Kenny Omega, who is the AEW World Champion, with Don Callis in his corner. So yeah, this match right here, this was a quick match. This is a quick main event match. But yeah, some people, they were complaining about, why was Joey Janela fighting Kenny Omega? And the reason why he was there was because he was supposed to fight Kenny Omega in the AEW Eliminator Tournament match, but he didn't get a chance to because he was taken out. He was taken out due to COVID situations. COVID, it was COVID related. That's why he was taken out. And so, yeah, I didn't mind the match, but it didn't need to be a no disqualification match. It could have just been a regular 1-on-1 match. But so yeah, for you guys that were asking, why was Joey Janela there, was because he was supposed to face Kenny Omega in the tournament, but he didn't get a chance to. That's the reason why Janela was there, because that match was supposed to be. And so yeah, we had a long intro from Justin Roberts again. Justin Roberts doing a great job announcing Kenny Omega. I love it. And so Kenny Omega, he makes his entrance, comes out of the heel tunnel, because he's a heel now. And so, yeah, Janela, he throws. So, yeah, Kenny Omega, when he was making his entrance, he had Janela, he had a trash can. He throws the trash can in Kenny Omega's face. And so yeah, Don Callis, he was there too. He tries to get on commentary. He wanted to call Kenny Omega's match. He tells Tony Schiavone to get up, like go to catering or something. And, he asked him the first time. Tony Schiavone said no. And he asked him again. And Schiavone said, "Kiss my ass." that was it. And so, yeah, Don Callis, he grabbed the microphone instead and did an open mic commentary, played by a color commentator. And so we had a guitar crusher to Joey Janela on the sitting chair. So we had Kenny Omega deliver a guitar crusher to Joey Janela on a chair. We had a Tope con Hero to Joey Janela from Kenny Omega. And so, yeah, not Tony Schiavone, Don Callis. Don Callis, he grabs the microphone and he calls Kenny Omega's move. And Omega, he grabs the mic too and calls his own moves. And Omega, he hits Joey Janela with a cooking sheet. And you heard the sound. You heard the sound from the microphone. And we had a moonsault. We had a moonsault to Janela from Omega with the trash can. And we had chops to Omega and chops to Janela and knee strikes to Janella from Kenny Omega. And we had a springboard. We had a springboard foot stomp to Janella, and it crushed a trash can. We had a one-winged angel attempt from Kenny Omega, and Joey Janela, he turns it into a poison rana. And we had at one point Sonny Kiss, he takes out the table, and we had Kenny Omega laid on the table, and Joey Janela hits a leg drop onto Kenny Omega through the table. And so he brings Omega back into the ring, and Janela tries to go for a moonsault. Omega moves out of the way, delivers 2 B triggers to Janela, follow up by a one-winged angel to Joey Janela, and Kenny Omega wins. And that was it. Kenny Omega wins the match, and rightfully so. Short match. You know, could have done it without the no disqualification. Could have been a regular match. But yeah, that was it. That was the end of Dynamite. Now, oh yeah. So yeah, right after this we had Don Callis. He grabs the microphone, and he's celebrating with Kenny Omega, and you know the Death Triangle. They came out and interrupt Omega and Callis. So we had Pac and Pentagon and Ray Phoenix, and so Pac, he tells Omega that they have unfinished business. We have unfinished business with each other. But Pac says he's not here to be selfish. He says that they're here to address injustice. And so Pac, he mentions that Phoenix never lost. He never lost in the AEW Eliminator Tournament. So, yeah, he never lost in the Eliminator Tournament. So what makes you Kenny Omega the rightful AEW World Champion? And so Don Callis, he cuts off Pac. He tells Pac that wrestlers don't get to tell the world champion what to do. And so Pac, he tells Don Callis, you know, that's where you're wrong. Because Tony Khan has already sanctioned this match. He already made the match for December 30th, on the December 30th episode of Dynamite. So it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Ray Phoenix for the AEW World Championship on December 30th, on the December 30th episode of Dynamite. So that's what, next week? Not next week. The week after that. So yeah, that should be a great match. The match that we never gotten, the match that we should have gotten in the tournament, is gonna happen on the 30th. So yeah, and that was it. That was the end of Dynamite. Good, good show. It wasn't a bad show. And so yeah, during the holidays, these shows usually don't mean anything. They usually in cruise control. Not just AEW, WWE too. They be in cruise control too during these times, the Christmas holidays. But once January start, or once 2021 starts, that's when everybody gonna be getting back to work. That's when everybody will be getting back to work. And so yeah, that was it. And if you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and become an awesome one. And turn on that bell for all notifications. And that way, you'll know when my next video will come out. And share this video. Share this video with your friends and your family and everybody that you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I got my posters hung up. Not my posters, my pictures hung up. I didn't get all of them hung up, but these are the only 4 that I got hung up. I got Kylie Ray right here. We have Adam Cole, Hangman Adam Page, and Kevin Owens. And those are the ones I got hung up. But yeah, just like what I said before, I will get more of my pictures hung up on the wall. And yeah. And finally, I got some custom-made mask that says The Ryan Awesome Show that my mom made. My mom, she is my #1 fan of the show. So shout out to her. And yeah, and that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for the support. Thank you. And excuse me for my nose too. My nose has been running all day. So please don't mind my nose. But yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the support again. And TLC is this Sunday, so I will be watching TLC, and I will be reviewing it. And yeah, so that will be out on the next day, Monday or Tuesday. But anyway, this has been the Ryan Awesome Show, and that's that.